In space, you clearly only have one light source. I mean, you have the light from the sun, and that's it. And in this film, Stowaway, when you're outside, like you have like no perspective on where you are. You're just in complete blackness. Talk to me about those decisions and how that impacted the way you shot and lit.
Yeah, it was very interesting. It became clear to us that there is other than perhaps from the suit or from sections of the spaceship, there might come a bounce. Otherwise, there's one sharp light coming from a very, very distant sun. And so the rays of that light run parallel to each other, which is something that basically physically doesn't happen with light sources down here. You can't be far away enough. So there's a special character of sunlight. And it's not very pretty up there. It's ugly. And when they are climbing up the tethers, it becomes even uglier because they're lit from just one side, and that is that. And in order to create the other thing, the other thing is that our contraption is spinning once a minute. It does a full revolution once a minute. In other words, the direction of the light changes constantly. Yeah, what came from the right now comes from the left as you're going down. And so what we did was, with the sun being so distant, in theory, we put we had one very strong HMI light with the lens taken off. So it's basically just the light bulb to make the source of light as sharp as possible. We had that on a crane, and the crane was moving in circles. Yeah, as we could not move the set, it was the sun that moved. And it was a bit of a challenge, and it gave us some interesting lighting situations. Not all of them were pretty, but we lived with it because we said, okay, this is what it's going to look like up there. And no bounce or anything was ever used. So while we had 36,000 LEDs lighting the interior of the ship, we had one light source lighting the exterior. That was interesting.